Action.
Hey, it's Jahar again. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'll be talking about a book series that I love and haven't actually talked about yet. I used to read this a lot because it's kind of an easier book, probably way below my reading level, but I don't care. I love it. I'm going to read it anyways. This is actually based on Monster High. Here's book 1, book 2, book 3, and book 4. So if you like Monster High, then you should probably give these a look. This is about these 3 characters, Rochelle, Rebecca, and Venus, which were on Monster High, but they only had big roles on every so often. For the most part, they didn't really have like these huge roles, but so it kind of gets into the 3 of them more, and a character that the author created that was never on the book series, the movies. A character that I actually really enjoyed. So the author kind of put their own little spin on it by adding a few characters. But they're all starting Monster High, and they're all roommates. It's a high school, but it's like a boarding school, so there's dorms. And Rochelle is a gargoyle. Venus is kind of a know-it-all, I guess you could put it. She's a plant monster, I guess you could say. Rochelle's kind of fashionista. She's from Scarius, aka Paris, that's what we call it. But Rebecca is kind of flighty, but she's a robot, pretty much. She's a robot, right? Yeah, she's a robot.
Was she the skater one? Was she the one that did the skate that they had to put together? She was in the movie?
The girl who they had to put together.
Okay, that's what I thought.
She's a robot, right? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, but around the same time they began, so does, Miss Flapper. That's her name. I thought I was gonna forget her name. I haven't read these books in a while, actually. Miss Flapper, who's like a dragon demon, or demon. Okay, my head's not here today. A dragon monster, okay? And, she's new, but there was something off about her, okay? And the girls figure it out because all the, like, at the beginning, all of them are in these little, like, the characters get into their little spell and are obsessed with Miss Flapper. The only ones that weren't under the spell were the 3 ghouls and Psy. So the 4 of them have to work together to, you can speak.
I read the books, and it's been a while, and I forgot all about that. They were under a spell.
It was only 4 of them, so they had to stop her, and let's see if I remember correctly. They had to do what was it? It was like a potion or something, right? They had to put something in her mouth at like midnight or something, and it was really hard to do, but they managed, and they saved everyone. And then Miss Flapper claimed to be under a spell.
That's right. She lied to them.
The 3 ghouls didn't believe her, but it's not like, and like when the second book came, everyone came back after the semester acting like everything was normal. No, everyone acted like they didn't remember, and everyone was still liking Miss Flapper, and the 3 ghouls inside were all like, are you guys forgetting what happened? And they're all like, oh, come on, that was old news. I was like, really? You can just forget that? Like, that's literally what I was thinking when I was reading that. But they pretty much have, Miss Flapper is a big common enemy, is pretty much the enemy they have to defeat through the entire books. The 3 of these are kind of like a three-parter, because at the end of book 2 and 3 said to be continued, because they both kind of leave off with cliffhangers. But at one point, I think this is book 3, I might be wrong though, they were even wanted for going after Miss Flapper. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Wanted posters came out for the 3 of them. I don't think one came out for Psy though, even though it should have, because he was helping them. But I don't remember which book. I want to say book 3, but I might be wrong. But, so they had to so they were hiding, and I think they were hiding in the attic of Monster High.
Yes, I do remember that.
Because of the wanted posters.
Yeah.
And because everyone was after them. Because they knew that Miss Flapper was lying, but no one else did. So it was up to them to stop them. Which one? So, most of this book is actually a little bit more slow, kind of like the first book, because everyone believes that, Miss Flapper was innocent. She's acting all innocent. that she's that she's a victim too, even though she's not. There's pictures in some of them too, little tiny drawings.
And the same three girls are at the center of all four books.
Yeah, it's about all of them. And then the fourth book also does kind of add Wydonna here, the spider ghoul, because she was forced to work with Miss Flapper. She didn't like any of this. And you actually meet her at the end of book 3 because she was hiding at the school learning. Cause she was,
she was in the attic. That's how they find her. I remember that, yes.
She was hiding, and then when everyone found out about her because they thought she was helping Miss Flapper, and if I remember correctly, she kind of was, but I don't think it was her fault. Like she was forced to or something, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't think she was doing it willingly. Yeah.
Yeah. No one trusted her because she was the creepy ghoul that was hiding in their school, right? But the 3 ghouls inside did trust her and believed her. So she helped them, and at the end of book 3, she gave them like really important information. I think because it said to be continued. I remember that much. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. She's explaining what's going on, and then, she said, I think it already is, as in too late. Because Rochelle's like, before it's too late, she's like, I think already is, to be continued. So they leave you off of that cliffhanger, and if you're reading these books, like, before the 4th one came out, you're just, like, screaming, wanting to know what happened. But luckily, I didn't read it until the 4th one already came out, so I was lucky. But, yeah, so, in the 4th book, however, they have to stop her. And she kidnapped some teachers. She kidnapped the headmistress.
I do remember that. And then don't they later on turn her into stone?
I don't remember, to be honest, what happened to Miss Flapper.
I remember her being turned into stone.
Deuce probably turned into stone. I wouldn't put it past
No. I think it was a spell or something. It was the evil lady that did it. Oh. So I don't know if Deuce did it by accident or she tricked him or... I just remember her being turned to stone at the end of it, and I remember the 3 girls having to go there and break the spell.
Right. And I also remember they had to talk to some of the ghouls' parents, like some of the famous monsters, because they were a part of some organization, because she wanted to bring back the old rules or whatever, something like that. Something around those lines. So they had to talk to like Dracula, Frankenstein and his wife, and Medusa. And
is this when they all got together in a little cave or something and talked?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, all the famous monsters got together and was discussing whether or not they should close the school, whether or not they should whatever. I do remember that.
But the headmistress kidnapped, and so were some students, and then at the end of the book, after Miss Flapper was defeated, I know that I kind of honestly thought they might have made a 5th one because they started talking about Rebecca's dad, about how he might still be alive because he was learning work, because he was a normie, aka human. So, and it's been 150 years. So in reality, he would be dead. But he was working on ways to make some of his organs or something be robotic, so that he could live longer to be with his daughter, who was a robot and would live forever. But then he went missing, and as far as they know, he could have did it, and they could find him, and that kind of relief off the end of like that, because Rochelle and Venus was like, if he's alive, we'll find him, but they never did make it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it does look as if at the end of the 4th book, it looked as if they were planning for a 5th one.
They might have, and just
they never did make one, as far as we know, anyway. And which is very upsetting because it sounded like they were going to go on an adventure looking for her dad.
I was kind of intrigued.
Yeah, they never did.
Yeah, but I didn't like Miss Flapper. I mean, she was very suspicious from pretty much the beginning. And I don't think it's a coincidence that she started at the exact same time the 3 ghouls started. There's no coincidence in that. It's like it was fate. These 3 ghouls have to defeat her or something like that, right? I mean, that's the way I always saw it. And I really like the relationship of Rebecca and Sai. I'm sad it was never in the movies, because I thought they were cute, and it never shows them as a couple, but Sai obviously has feelings for Rebecca, and I think they could have been a cute couple. But one thing I did like at the last book when Sai was helping them, and because the 3 ghouls always call themselves a trio, and then they were like, Sai has been with us through all this, so we're not a trio anymore, we're, what was it, quartet? Yeah, quartet. So they called themselves a quartet, because Sai was with them from the beginning. He was the only one besides them who wasn't under the spell and everything. And I really liked that, because I was
he did a good job helping them out, too.
Yeah, he has such a good heart, he's always there for Rebecca and the girls. It's just so sweet. But yeah, I know in these books, there was one. For the most part, the books actually pretty much go with the movies, or, like what the characters are like and stuff. But one thing that was different was the fact that Rochelle, it didn't mention Garrett's like in the movies, which was Rochelle's boyfriend from Scaris. Instead, it showed Rochelle is the gargoyle. She had a crush on Deuce for a while. She eventually got over it in one of the books, but
because I can't picture Deuce with anyone but Cleo.
Yeah. But honestly, their relationship reminds me of Beck and Jade from Victorious, because even Beck, right before him and Jade get back together, is like, I like a girl who has strong opinions and a big mouth, because it's not easy, and easy's boring. And I kind of see that as Deuce and Cleo, to be honest. Yeah. But anyways, Rochelle had a big crush on Deuce, and she was the only one who could look at him and not turn to stone, because technically she is stone. So she's the only person that can look at his eyes, because at the first book, they even bumped into each other, and his glasses fell, and he looked at her, and she didn't turn to stone because she is stone. So yeah, but they just form a strong bond. And I did like their friendship. I still like Deuce with Cleo though, because they're meant to be. But yeah, Venus never really had any relationship issues. She did have, in the second book, she had issues with Cleo though, because because Cleo came back from shopping when she went to school or something, and Venus was like, you could use reusable bags or whatever, because she's a plant monster, so she's all environmental friendly.
Gosh, she used to get on my nerves in the book. All she did was talk about saving the environment, that whatever. She was a real bitch about it sometimes. Yeah, I remember that. That.
When she did speak to Cleo, she was trying to be nice at first, but Cleo did get on her nerves. Because Cleo is a
bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we love her.
True. So why don't you love Venus for it? Huh? What's the difference? I'm just throwing that out there.
Cleo.
I'll give you that. But I still like Venus. My favorite character out of the three is probably Rochelle, though. I don't know why. I just always liked her. When I was telling about characters, I forgot that she's like all big on safety too. She points out like little safety violations, which might get on some people's nerves. I mean, they all have their issues, she's too much environmental, she's too safe, and she's too flighty. But that's what makes these characters amazing, is that they do have flaws, And
they give each other the strength that the other one's missing.
Yeah, and they all help each other, move on past it and not like let those...
Not dwell on it.
Yeah, exactly. I went off topic. I do that a lot. Okay, so, but Venus has, all these monsters, like, have magical abilities, for the most part. And Venus can, have these, what was it called? Like, what was it called? It's like a persuasion thing. She can blow dust in your face and persuade you to do something. And she got mad at Cleo and accidentally sneezed on her.
Isn't she like Venus flytrap? Isn't she like a plant?
Yeah.
She's a plant.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Venus flytrap blows things out. Oh. And that's how it seduces people.
Their name's Venus McFlytrap.
Yeah, I know very little about the plant, but I think the plant itself in real life does that.
That's probably why. So she can blow out like dust or something and persuade you to see things her way. And she did it by accident because she got mad at Cleo and she ended up sneezing and it just came out. And then Cleo was like, "You're right, I should use reusable bags." And he was freaking deuced out because she wasn't even complaining about her now messy clothes. Because Cleo would, she's Cleo. But, because I also remember, what book was it? I know it wasn't the first. It was like the third, maybe? I don't know. It was second or third because I don't think it was the fourth either. But I remember Deuce coming to Rochelle, I think, and because he was worried about Cleo because she didn't care about how she looked anymore because of everything going on. Everyone was under spells and whatever. And then later on when he goes to see her again, he was under the spell and trying to convince her to go with him because this is after they were all wanted. So he was trying to convince her and her friends to go with them. And this is when Rochelle still had the crush on her before he she got over it or whatever. But yeah, so that was a mess of things, because I remember that scene pretty well, because I think Rochelle, being like a heavy like gargoyle, stone and whatever, like broke the floor or something. I don't remember exactly what happened. She broke a chair or something. Okay, well, that's pretty much the gist. You know, they stopped Miss Flapper and they saved everyone. So that's all for this time. I will see you in my next video. Okay, have a nice day.